Have you ever seen an image that has been edited to make it look better than it is in real life? This is quite common in lots of magazines and online publications. Here we have an image of a beach with a couple walking down it. The weather's very nice and the beach is very peaceful. In reality, the weather isn't always perfect at this location and there's some construction going on nearby. The company trying to sell you this vacation spot has made the weather look better by adding a new layer of this image to replace the old weather, and they've cropped it down so you can no longer see the cranes. In a larger version, they may even have deleted the cranes altogether. We can use the same kind of techniques to edit our own images. Here I have an image of New York City with a starry background. I could have used any image for the sky here. I could have had sun, a storm, even Godzilla attacking the city. You can see in the layers panel, I have 4 layers: a city layer, water layer, night, and background. If I hide the top 3 layers by clicking on the eyeball icon, you can see the original image that I started with was New York City on a nice but quite cloudy day. I copied and pasted new layers to add to the image and make it look the way it looks now. To do this, I had an image of the night sky and an image of New York City. The first thing I'm going to do is take the night sky and I'm going to copy and paste this by clicking Command A to select all of the image, Edit, Copy. I'm going to go to my image of New York and then click Edit, Paste. Now the image of the night sky is actually larger than the image of New York City that I'm using. So to make them the same size, I'm going to edit the layer of the sky. Make sure that the night sky layer has been selected and click Edit, Free Transform. Now click the corner slider and resize the image so it matches the same size as the canvas. When you're ready, click the check mark to apply the transformation. Once you've done that, you can click on the eyeball icon to hide the starry sky just for the time being. Now you can see the sky is invisible and the background is the only visible layer. What I'm going to do now is separate the city skyline from the sky itself. There are lots of different techniques to do this, but today we're going to use something called the Magnetic Lasso tool. You may remember the Lasso tool from a previous lesson, which allows us to make selections using freehand and copy and paste different parts of an image. The Magnetic Lasso tool is slightly different in that what it does is it sticks to different sections of colour and allows us to trace along them. I'm going to zoom in by hitting Command and plus on this image and look at the very side of the city skyline. I'm now going to select the Magnetic Lasso tool, and at the very side of the image I'm going to click to add a sticking point where I'm going to start my selection. I'm now going to trace along the skyline using the Magnetic Lasso tool. The Magnetic Lasso tool should pick up on the differences in colour and stick to the darker colours instead of attaching to the sky. Where the line doesn't quite go where I want it to, I'll click the mouse or trackpad button to apply a sticking point and then continue tracing. This takes a little bit of time, so you'll have to be patient. When I reach the edge of the image, the screen will automatically scroll so I can continue selecting without having to adjust the sliders. You can see again when I reach the side of the image here, it will scroll again automatically. And I can continue on my way. When you reach the side of the skyline, what we can do is use the mouse wheel or trackpad to scroll down and select the rest of the image. It doesn't matter if there are parts cut out because we can easily copy and paste these again later. So just move along the water in the image and get to the very edge and put one last sticking point and then one more to attach the magnetic lasso line to the starting point. When you click on the first point, they will all connect and you'll get a fuzzy dotted line. This will be the area that we can copy and paste. When you see this line appear, simply click Edit, Copy, and then Edit, Paste. You can see a new layer has appeared in the Layers panel. If I just switch off the background for now, we can see, if I zoom out with Command-, this is what I've copied so far. If you look at the bottom of what I've copied so far, you can see there is lots of water missing and bits around the edge of the image missing as well. So we don't have the starry sky appearing at the bottom and sides of the image like you can see here. What we need to do is reselect the background layer by clicking on it. Now I'm going to select the rectangular marquee tool and I'm going to make the background layer visible again. Now with the background layer selected, I'm going to drag a rectangle at the bottom of the screen to select all of the bits that were missing before. When you've got that fuzzy rectangle, hit Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. And you'll see a new layer has appeared, layer 3. I also noticed, if I switch all of these off, there's still a piece at the sides of the image which is missing. This large piece on the right hand side. So again, I'm going to make my background layer visible, make sure that it's selected, and then with the rectangular marquee tool, I'm going to create another rectangle and copy this piece here. Edit, Copy, Edit, Paste. Now if I make all layers visible, what I need to do is arrange them in a way so that the sky appears where it needs to be. To do that, I'm going to click on layer 1, which has my sky in it, and I'm going to click, hold, and drag that layer down to the layer above the background. We can now see that all of the other sections that I've copied and pasted are above. If I switch them off, you can see which pieces those layers are. And now I have replaced the background in my image of New York City. When you're ready, you can hit File, Save As, and save your project as a PSD file, which means you can open it again and work in it later. If you want to save it as an image you can use in your work, simply change the format from Photoshop to either JPEG or PNG. When you're ready, click Save, and you're finished.